In this episode, I show you how to create the perfect training program. Okay, so when I say the perfect workout, what I mean to say is the perfect workout for you, because what's going to be perfect for me is going to be totally different to what's perfect for you and to the next person. So I guess this is more how to customize a program to make it work for you. Now, to make a program work for you, there's a few things you have to consider. Now, the one key thing that you have to think about when you're trying to start a training program or a workout plan is this something I can stick to? So does it work with your lifestyle, and is it something you're going to enjoy? If the answer to both of these are yes, then you're on to a winner. And that's the most important thing about any training program. Because if you can't be consistent with it, it's not going to help you see any results. Okay, so now that we got that out of the way, let's talk about the nitty-gritty parts of creating the perfect program. Okay, so the first three things you want to think about is going to be volume, intensity, and frequency. Now, what volume means is basically sets, reps, and weights. Picking sets, reps, and weights is all going to depend on your goals. Now, most things are going to work for you, but as a general guideline, stick to about the 1 to 6 rep mark if you're looking for gains in strength and power. Stick to around the 6 to 12 rep mark for muscle building, and the 12 to 20 plus rep mark for more muscle endurance type of work. Now, none of this is set in stone. You can cross between them. You can use different types of reps within the same workout. It's your choice. Those are just the general kind of guides. Now, for sets, you're typically going to do less sets for the higher rep work and more sets for the lower rep work. But again, this is not set in stone. And as for the weight, obviously it's going to be dependent on the type of reps you pick and the sets. So with the low rep work, you're mostly going to be working with heavy weights, and with a higher rep work, you're going to be working with lighter weights. Again, that's just a general guide. What you want to try and do though is make sure that you're still picking a weight that challenges you, but still allows you to have good form in the exercise you're doing. Okay, so intensity. How hard should you be working out? Well, take a look at this. That's how hard. Basically, make sure you're training hard enough so that it challenges you and pushes you to change your body. Don't go too easy on yourself, but don't go so hard that you can't walk the next day either. And all frequency means is how many times a week are you training. Now with this, it's going to be goal dependent and lifestyle dependent, mostly lifestyle dependent. Anywhere between 3 and 5 times a week is going to be perfect. 2 being the minimum that I would work out. Just try to do the most you can that works with your lifestyle. So now that we've spoken about reps, sets, and all of that stuff, and we've discussed how hard you should be working out and how many times a week you should be working out, let's talk about how you can actually make the program work so it improves your fitness, strength, and happiness by making you look better. Now this is where progression comes in, and that's the key principle to any training program. What you have to do to make your program work is make sure you're constantly adapting it. So what I mean by that is you're constantly making it harder as the weeks go on. Now you could do this in multiple ways. You can increase the amount of reps you're doing, you can increase the amount of sets you're doing, or you can increase the amount of weight you're lifting. The choice is yours. Okay, so you got that bit down. What about the exercises? With exercises, it all depends on your goals and what you're trying to achieve. But there are a few things that are a must, and that's using compound exercises in your training program. Those are basically exercises that work multiple joints and a large group of muscles. The other thing is you want to work your whole body, so don't neglect body parts. So men, make sure you work your legs.
And ladies, don't just train lower body, train upper body too.
And that's the case regardless of whether you want to grow that area or not. You're not going to turn into Arnold overnight, don't worry. So how long should you rest for in between sets? Well, that depends on how many reps you're doing in that set and how much you're lifting. For high reps and a lower weight, go for a shorter rest period. For moderate reps and a moderate weight, go for a moderate rest period. And for low reps and a heavy weight, go for higher rest periods. So you've considered all of my points and you created your training program. How do you know it will work for you? Well, you have to do it. Give it at least 4 weeks. If you find you're getting stronger, fitter, and you're looking better, then you're on to a winner. You're doing something right. And what I'd recommend is for you to stick at it. Just keep progressing the program over time and you're gonna keep seeing results. If, however, you feel that you're not improving, then something needs to change. So, if you're not improving and you feel like crap and you feel weak all the time, you're probably doing too much and not resting enough. So what you need to look at is doing less work and looking at improving your recovery. If you're not seeing results and you feel great, as in you're never tired and you don't feel run down, then you're probably not working hard enough and you need to push yourself a little bit more. And that's it. That's basically how you create the perfect training program. Give it a go and let me know what you thought in the comments. I'll see you next time.